on 4 News Now at 6. 3 motorcyclists killed. Hear from one man who witnessed one of the deadly crashes this week, plus tips for drivers and motorcyclists on how to share the road.
Fall begins in just a few days, but it doesn't feel like it yet. I'll show you when this summer-like weather is expected to end and tell you about a freeze watch in your first alert.
And a man found crawling through the ceiling at Spokane Valley City Hall. What happened when 3 calls were made to 911? You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
In just a few days, 3 people riding motorcycles in our area have died. 1 in North Spokane, another near Fairchild Air Force Base, and 1 just outside of Hayden. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
I'm Jordan Smith, in for Derek Dice tonight. Washington State Patrol says that with the temperature starting to drop, many are trying to squeeze in as many rides as possible before putting their bikes away for the season. And with the sun setting earlier every day, it does make it harder for drivers to see them on the road.
Hunter Bertram shows us the wreckage left behind from these crashes.
I wasn't expecting to see something like that, you know.
Stacy Carson saw the aftermath of this deadly motorcycle crash Wednesday night. On Thursday, when we spoke, a memorial lied steps away from his work in the spot of where that rider died.
I was kind of in tears last night when I seen that guy go down. Yeah, it was rough.
Carson, a rider himself, urging these riders to slow down.
The motorcycle riders got to realize, you know, you got to watch your speed as well as watching the other drivers.
Wednesday night's deadly crash is also not the first this week. 2 other crashes had happened around the inland Northwest since Sunday, and there may be a reason for it.
We want to get one last thrill out, but that can all be done safely and without pushing all those limits and putting other people in danger.
Sergeant Riddell also mentioned an increase in deadly crashes can be attributed to the decreased daylight, heightening the risk of motorcycles going unnoticed.
Motorcyclists could be coming out of nowhere sometimes and just be vigilant.
Sergeant Riddell also calling on motorcycle riders to think before getting behind the handlebars.
We need to make sure that we're obeying the safety laws, we're obeying the speed limits, and putting yourself, not putting yourself at risk and at danger as well.
In Spokane, I'm Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
The man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students will make his first appearance in an Ada County courtroom next week. Brian Kohberger will have a status hearing on the 26th. This will also be the first time in front of the new judge, Stephen Hippler. The trial was moved from Latah County after a motion was approved by the Idaho Supreme Court.
Well, fall starts in a few days, but we still do have plenty of warm days ahead of us here.
Yeah, I think people are soaking them up at the golf courses as well. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joining us now to see if our streak of nice weather will be coming to an end anytime soon.
Well, we do have more beautiful days in the 70s with sunshine, but our nights are going to feel quite a bit more like fall in our mornings. Here's a look at downtown right now, looking over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, and less than an hour left to enjoy this beautiful day. In fact, you have 51 minutes left to enjoy this beautiful day. 6:53 our sunset tonight. Our temperatures for highs today were actually running a little above average with all that sunshine. Made it into the 80s in Lewiston, Grand Coulee, and Moses Lake. Omak at 83. We were in the mid 70s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We're going to be cooling down very quickly. However, right now it's still 74 in Spokane and sunny 72 degrees in Coeur d'Alene with clear skies. We'll start the day off on Friday, however, in the 40s in most locations. 35 in Colville, 46 in Spokane, 49 degrees in Coeur d'Alene, right around the Spokane area, getting down into the 30s in Deer Park. We'll be in the mid-40s in 9 Mile, Meade, as well as Airway Heights. We have got some colder nights ahead in the forecast. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. Gorgeous days with sunshine and highs in the 70s, but we do have a freeze watch for part of the area this weekend. Fall officially begins on Sunday. I'll talk a lot more about the temperatures we can expect overnight this weekend. Gardeners, pay attention. You'll want to know this. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you for that. And we are 46 days away from election night. A new governor will be elected in Washington state for the first time in 12 years.
And Washington voters have a choice between two men who have very different approaches on how to address the issues our state faces. Marissa Rio has been covering these candidates for us. She joins us now live in studio with this report.
Thank you, Jordan and Kirsten. As you can see here, I have been fact-checking claims these candidates have made on public safety, reproductive health, gun control, and more. One issue, though, that impacts so many Washingtonian families is our K-12 education system. Last night, both candidates touched on this topic at a gubernatorial debate. While this was just a small portion of the debate, we thought it was important to show voters how each candidate plans to ensure your kids have access to the best education possible. Last night's debate was hosted by Nonstop Local KHQ, Nonstop Local KNDU, KNDO, the Association of Washington Business, and Greater Spokane Inc. Education was a brief topic of discussion.
What I'd like to do is to start some Head Start programs that really focus on people who are interested in the medical field, in the mental health professional field, EMTs, paramedics, teachers.
The candidates also discussed how to fund your child's education.
We need to be frugal with your tax dollars. We need to prioritize your tax dollars, and education will be an absolute key for me as governor.
Bob Ferguson has a page on his website dedicated to his education plan. Here are a few priorities: reduce class sizes and fully fund special education, invest in more school nurses, counselors, and social workers, expand early childhood learning, and implement universal pre-K. Reichert's campaign addresses the issue of students leaving public schools due to the pandemic. His priorities: never reverting to a one-size-fits-all round of lockdowns, closures, and mandates, making every school in the state safe and secure, and restoring parents' voices.
Parents want choice. They want to have a better education for their children. We need to give them the opportunity to choose the schools they want to go to, and their tax dollars follow them to the schools that they choose to send their children to.
Bob Ferguson, on the other hand, opposes that view, saying that's a voucher system.
Taking public dollars away from our public education system and sending those public tax dollars to unaccountable private schools. That makes our budget problem much worse when it comes to funding our public schools.
You can find both of these candidates' plans and the rest of our fact-checking stories, like the one here, on our website at KXLY.com. In studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Marissa, thank you. A former immigrations officer will spend the next 11 years in prison for trying to solicit sex from a minor. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, 49-year-old Kobe Williams replied to a Craigslist post set up by law enforcement to catch people trying to meet minors for sex back in 2022. And Williams chatted with the post thinking he was speaking with a 13-year-old girl. Court documents said he talked about his work in law enforcement and said he would pay to meet her at a hotel for sex. Williams was arrested when he showed up at that hotel with over $4,000 in cash. Well, a free health clinic is being held at the Kootenai Fairgrounds tomorrow.
Which services are being offered, plus why some say events like these are their only option for health care. And the execution chamber at Washington State Penitentiary is officially closed. We take a look back at the history of the death penalty in the Evergreen State coming up.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
Save your greed! It's our Labor Day sales event happening all month. New Sierra 2500 HDs amps and 3500 HDs as low as $59,878. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
So, boss man, what are we doing today?
Oh, just annual maintenance.
Annual maintenance?
Yeah, the yearly tune-up to keep the heating and cooling stuff running. Wait, you do get tune-ups on your HVAC equipment, right?
Any chance you can come by my house after this and check out my system?
Get a free heat pump with every furnace purchase at Bill's Heating and AC while supplies last. Call now.
I want you to know where I stand on abortion.
Where Dave Reichert stands is clear. He spent over a decade working to take away abortion rights. In Congress, Reichert repeatedly voted for a national abortion ban and against exceptions, and time after time voted to defund Planned Parenthood. Now, Reichert says as governor, he'll work toward unraveling protections for abortion access here. Reichert is really wrong for Washington.
At Fred's, not only do we guarantee the best prices, we prove it. Our live price card keeps things transparent, showing you real-time prices. No gimmicks, just the best prices on in-stock, get-it-today inventory. And when it comes to beating the big box stores, our prices aren't just competitive, they're unbeatable. Check out how we stack up. Whether it's this amazing new fridge or this energy-efficient dishwasher, Fred's prices are always the best. At Fred's, we sell appliances, only appliances.
Allie S. asks, how many devices can my Wi-Fi handle?
That's an easy one, Allie. The average home has more devices than ever.
But our gateways are engineered to handle hundreds.
So not only will they work today,
they'll also work tomorrow.
That's our new intern.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Power all your devices with fast, reliable Xfinity Internet for just $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff.
It's our Labor Day sales event happening all month long, where you'll save up to $14,000 off MSRP on a new GMC Sierra 1500. There's never any dealer-added markups on new vehicles. And ask us about our 3-day return and 7-day exchange at GMC of Riverfront Park.
Calling 911. It's a lesson we teach our kids. And in Spokane County, 911 calls go to Spokane Regional Emergency Communications, where operators take both emergency and crime check calls. And if you've ever made one of those calls, you're familiar with wait times. We've heard your frustrations, but it wasn't until the mayor of Spokane Valley brought up the same concerns at a city council meeting because of this man climbing through the ceiling of City Hall that we got some answers about the time it takes to get you help when you call 911.
911, what is the location of your emergency? This is Jen calling from City Hall in Spokane Valley.
This 911 call from an employee inside Spokane Valley City Hall came in at 2:51 p.m. on a Friday.
What do you mean he climbed into your ceiling? He went into the men's restroom and climbed up into the ceiling.
That wasn't the only emergency call about this man. By the time this call came in, it was nearly an hour later.
He hovered outside my front door for a while. I called crime check and nobody answered, so...
Yeah, we're same operators. We got 5 people and 17 calls coming in at once.
Susan Uzai's business, Travato Interiors, is not far from City Hall.
And he walked in, seeming a little desperate.
It was more than a year ago, but Susan says she would have trouble forgetting some of this man's requests.
I think his first request was, do I have any alcohol? And then he said, do you have a tissue? So I had a little roll of toilet paper because I had a cold, and I handed it to him, and he started winding it around himself like a mummy.
The man seen in surveillance video from Spokane Valley City Hall was eventually arrested at the Wells Fargo on Sprague. The whole ordeal brought up during a city council meeting by Mayor Pam Haley.
It's kind of what we thought until we tried to call 911 for an intruder here and ran into some of the same problems that citizens had been complaining about, the being put on hold and the asking to call back.
Mayor Haley's question centers on wait times, or what some think of as hold times during a 911 call. You hear it referenced in this part of the call.
I was on hold for a while, so I tried with a different number.
Spokane Regional Emergency Communications says this is before a caller has talked to one of their communications officers. This year in Spokane County, the average 911 wait time is between 9 and 14 seconds. If you're calling crime check, wait times are between 13 and 25 seconds.
I wanted the person on the phone to decide whether I had an emergency.
SREC Deputy Director Kim Arredondo walked us through the communications center.
So on our phone system, it differentiates between a non-emergency call that comes in on the crime check phone, and it triages it on the 911 side, so it shares which line it's coming in on.
SREC says an in-progress event like armed robbery, breathing issues, or drowning is considered an emergency. A suspicious person, a vehicle prowler, or a burglary not in progress would be crime check or a non-emergency call. SREC looked into this incident at City Hall specifically. They say there were several issues. At City Hall, 3 calls were coming in and 2 were from the same person. Another person called and hung up after a few seconds. They say you should never hang up once you've made that call to 911 because if you do, SREC is required to call back to check in on your safety, and that ties up the lines even more, causing confusion for callers in an emergency. Susan tells me she's thankful for the police response in these situations. It's not the first time she's had to make calls to 911.
I've got my sign on the back door. I've got my gate up.
And she doesn't expect it to be the last. And we did offer another interview about this incident to SREC. They declined. They did send us a statement and many different words about this specific incident that we included in that report. You can read their full statement, though, right now on KXLY.com. I did talk to several businesses there near City Hall, including Susan's, who you heard from, and they all echoed the same comments. When they call 911, it's usually in a panic.
Well, right, and that information about staying on the line, even if you're waiting 10 seconds, 20 seconds, I mean, that's such a crucial element of these calls.
Right, and you cannot hang up. SREC wants to reiterate that. Anytime you hang up, you are putting other callers, in that wait time even longer. It's going to be longer for you to get a hold of one of their communications officers who then still has to triage your call and get you to the help that you need. So always important to call 911. They definitely don't want you to see this story and think you shouldn't call 911 in an emergency. But those wait times are certainly something that we've heard from plenty of people here, and the city has also heard in Spokane Valley.
Yeah, certainly good to clear that up. Here's some great report there. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so Chris.
It's camping forecast time, and we've got a report from the Colfax RV Park. It is going to be in the 70s this weekend, but just barely, with blue skies and sunshine. A cold Saturday night into Sunday morning. I'll tell you more about that after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Wendell Motors.
In the ICU, I see patients suffering from asthma and lung disease. So the fact that Initiative 2117 would mean more toxic air pollution in Washington is unacceptable for my patients and their health. 2117 is a bad deal for Washington.
Bigger, brighter, and better than ever. Check in on the new Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. We've just completed a major expansion, adding more amenities to elevate your guest experience to new heights.
So, what are you waiting for?
Introducing permanent year-round outdoor lighting. Heating, cooling, and electric.
Stay ahead of your moderate to severe eczema and show off clearer skin and less itch with Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists that helps heal your skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Adventure, culture, and fine wine await you in the Lewis Clark Valley, less than 2 hours south of Spokane. Tour some of the world's most spectacular wilderness, beauty, and wildlife in Hell's Canyon. Experience the region's rich and diverse culture and history. Savor award-winning Lewis Clark Valley wines and delicious culinary creations from a variety of local wineries and fine dining establishments. Go to visit lewisclarkvalley.com and plan your destination getaway today.
When your child has asthma, every day you worry about the next attack. So the fact that Initiative 2117 would mean more toxic air pollution makes it out of the question for me. 2117 is a bad deal for Washington.
That was a reaction, maybe from someone right here at 4 News Now, to the food down at Greek Fest. The 3-day festival at the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church. This is the church's 88th annual festival, and Greek Fest is open to the community. They have Greek food, dancing, music. The festival started today and runs through Saturday.
Emphasis on the food. That looks amazing.
We had a little bit of it here in the newsroom from Allison Martinez yesterday, and I was hoping a little bit more was going to show up.
Right.
But I was thinking the same thing as I was watching that video. Well, I guess we need to go down there.
That's right.
Yes.
Bring back a whole tray of gyros. That'd be great for the whole newsroom crew tonight. That'd be awesome.
It is going to be beautiful weather for the Greek Festival, Valley Fest, the Boulevard Race, just anything that you have planned. And we're going to start off with a gorgeous Friday. It will be crisp at the bus stop. Temperatures in the 40s, and we're heading up to a high of 71, 5 degrees cooler than it was today. 73 is our average high. Now, Friday's highs around the region. We've got 60s in Spirit Lake, Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene, and Hayden, upper 60s. 68 at Fairchild Air Force Base. We'll be in the mid 70s in Meade, as well as 9 Mile and downtown Spokane. Around the region, a lot of 60s on the map. No 80s rather, but we're going to be back in the 80s in the forecast. But first, when you go to bed Friday night, you might want to cover up some plants. We do have a freeze watch for late Friday into Sunday morning for the area shaded in blue on your screen. Many locations getting down around freezing, and some getting even below. Could get down as low as 28 degrees in some of the sheltered valleys. And it could get a little frosty in some spots around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene as well. I'm jumping ahead here to Saturday morning's lows. 32 in Colville, 36 in Sandpoint. 36 is kind of the number you want to watch in terms of taking a toll on some of your most tender vegetation. 37 in Spokane and 38 in Coeur d'Alene. This is again Saturday morning. So as you go to bed Friday night, Deer Park, you might want to cover things up. 9 Mile and Meade, 33. That'll take a toll on some of your more dainty flowers. 35 for an overnight low in Spirit Lake. Will be warmer through Spokane Valley, and 37 in downtown. Meanwhile, that's one night, and then we'll start to warm up again. Our freeze watch goes through Sunday morning, but in Spokane we'll be up to 41. It's gonna be cool at that Boulevard Race in downtown Spokane in the morning. Then we're back up around average and even a little bit above as we get into next week. Here's what's going on. Tracking our weather pattern, we're going to see more of a northwesterly flow setting up on Friday, bringing in that cool air. We're going to stay dry through most of the weekend. Here's Saturday at 5, and then a system approaches late on Sunday. Here's Sunday at 4 o'clock. We'll start to see a chance of showers late Sunday evening and into early Monday morning. Then we kick off another warming trend. We're up close to 80 on Tuesday, 82 on Wednesday, and we'll be in the upper 70s on Thursday as well. Overnight lows going from the 30s on Saturday morning all the way back up into the 50s. So really only one, possibly 2 nights to worry about, Jordan.
All right, Chris, thanks for that. Well, generations of law enforcement officers have been trained on this track in North Idaho.
Why the police academy could be losing this space, plus what is standing in the way of them building another one. Coming up right here on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's time to heat things up with Falco's annual More Than Fair sale. Our Enviro Fireplace showroom is simply too big to bring to the fair. So if you'll come see us, we'll give you the best deal on all Enviro pellet and gas heating appliances. Enviro Fireplaces at Falco's, 9310 East Sprague.
This fall, make your home a cozy retreat filled with comfort and style when you shop at Walker's Furniture and Mattress. You'll find your favorite brands in stock at prices you'll love. Plus, take advantage of special 5-year financing at Walker's.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning. So you're looking for something to do? We got you. Want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you wanna do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Go to Lake Casino. At the Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
Friday, the 2020 season premiere.
Dr. Garcia, Police Department.
Oh my God, Dr. Garcia was deceased on the couch.
Secrets will be revealed.
The 2020 season premiere, Friday night on ABC.
Did you know that if you shave, 1/3 of what you remove is skin? New Dove helps repair it. So if you shave it, Dove it. New Dove. Replenish your skin after every shave.
Life has twists and curls, but you define them and make them bounce. TRESemmé Flawless Curls Defining Mousse. 24-hour hydrating curl definition. Style your life the way you want. TRESemmé. Style your way.
At Parker Auto Credit, we believe in second chances and can help you get behind the wheel, regardless of your credit history.
From the moment you walk through our doors, our team is committed to ensuring your experience is seamless and stress-free, guiding you through the application process every step of the way.
Don't let bad credit hold you back. Visit ParkerAutoCredit.com or stop by our showroom in Coeur d'Alene and let us help you get the car you deserve while building a brighter credit future.
It's time to heat things up with Falco's annual More Than Fair sale. Our Enviro Fireplace showroom is simply too big to bring to the fair. So if you'll come see us, we'll give you the best deal on all Enviro pellet and gas heating appliances. Enviro Fireplaces at Falco's, 9310 East Sprague.
4 News Now is brought to you by UFCW Local 3000.
Welcome back. The execution chamber at the Washington State Penitentiary in Walla Walla is officially closed.
It's now being used as a symbol of a failed justice system. KOMO's Jeremy Harris has the story.
The death penalty had a long and controversial road here in Washington State. It was never used very frequently, and it's been 14 years since anyone was executed. With the law now off the books in Washington State, there was still one task here at the State Penitentiary in Walla Walla to close the final chapter on the death penalty in Washington. The wear marks on the hook in the gallows tell the story of 100 years of executions in Washington, many by hanging, and below it, a table with straps to hold the condemned down during lethal injection.
The mechanics of this are not the story. The story is, do you have a equal justice under the law?
Governor Inslee came here to the prison to officially close the state's execution chamber. 10 years ago, Inslee made the controversial decision to issue a moratorium on the death penalty. In 2018, the state Supreme Court struck down the law, and in 2023, the death penalty was officially removed from state code.
I'm told that this will remain preserved and untouched at the moment.
This room now moves into history. The clocks are stopped at 12:56, the time when the final condemned inmate died, and a plaque notes the 78 executions carried out in this spot over the 106 years it was in use. The chairs for the victim's family remain in the front row.
For now, it's okay to keep it there to say this was a failed criminal justice experiment. And we're better than that, and we've moved past that.
Dan Satterberg was the King County prosecuting attorney who oversaw the case of Cal Brown, the last person to be executed in Washington.
People fantasize about the death penalty that they wish that we had in our state, not the one that we actually have.
He points out before any execution happens, the cases drag on for decades with appeals and uncertainty for victims' families.
We're better off without it. For me, good riddance to the death penalty. We don't need it here.
Advocates for the death penalty argued the punishment serves as a deterrent, but the court found it was unequally applied based on race in Washington, and only a few counties could even pay for the cost of the cases.
We tried to make it work, but at the end of the day, it was too expensive, it was too slow, really prolonged the agony for the victims, and it achieved something that we could achieve through a life sentence.
At the State Penitentiary in Walla Walla, Jeremy Harris, KOMO News.
Well, leaves on the trees in our area are starting to change color.
And coming up here, meteorologist Matt Gray will have your fall colors forecast and see what free health care you can get in Kootenai County tomorrow, right here after the break on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
This Saturday, Huckleberry's is having their 35% off natural living sale. Shop any of our 18 locations for natural and organic products. Vitamins, minerals, body care. Save 35% this Saturday at your local Huckleberry's Natural Market.
I want you to know where I stand on abortion.
Where Dave Reichert stands is clear. He spent over a decade working to take away abortion rights. In Congress, Reichert repeatedly voted for a national abortion ban and against exceptions, and time after time voted to defund Planned Parenthood. Now, Reichert says as governor, he'll work toward unraveling protections for abortion access here. Reichert is really wrong for Washington.
What can we make for you today? From the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, Montana.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and discover unbeatable deals on the largest selection of in-stock, get-it-today inventory in the region. Don't miss out on this limited-time offer to upgrade your kitchen with the Frigidaire Professional 4-piece package and save up to $3,100. Experience precision cooking with this Frigidaire range. Keep your dishes sparkling with this professional dishwasher. This sleek microwave offers sensor cooking technology, and this fabulous refrigerator designed with our Space Pro shelving system. This Saturday, Huckleberry's is having their 35% off natural living sale. Shop any of our 18 locations for natural and organic products. Vitamins, minerals, body care. Save 35% this Saturday at your local Huckleberry's Natural Market.
This entire election season can feel overwhelming.
Trust 4 News Now to cut through the chaos and give you back control. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. 4 News Now, For the People coverage is focused on the local races and issues that impact you.
We'll get answers to your questions, fact-check politicians, and empower you with resources to make your vote count.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
For the People coverage, now until Election Day on 4 News Now and KXLY.com.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Welcome back. The Kootenai County Fairgrounds is hosting a free health care clinic tomorrow for anyone who registers between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m.
And you don't have to have insurance, and you don't even have to have an ID. Derek Strom spoke with patients at the clinic who say they don't have any other options when it comes to health care.
The Idaho Sunshine event here in Coeur d'Alene is offering people free healthcare services, including dental. That's something some of the people here say they wouldn't be able to afford if it wasn't for this free clinic.
I'm happy that I could get this done without having to pay a monstrous amount of money.
Edward Blanchette was able to get 2 of his teeth removed after living in pain for quite a while thanks to the free healthcare clinic organized by Idaho Sunshine. Even as a Navy veteran, he says the VA doesn't cover his dental care, so clinics like these are his only option.
I couldn't ask for anything more, and I got and I went to several different things here and got a haircut.
Hundreds of people registered for the clinic in Coeur d'Alene. Some people need help with their vision, some need to see a chiropractor, and some just need a haircut.
Especially for dental, it's very hard to get dental care.
That's really nice seeing them come together and provide for the community.
Mm-hmm. And being able to help people with nowhere else to go is what makes this work fulfilling for the volunteers here.
You know, the patients are very appreciative of what we do. A lot of times when we're done, they're in tears and they want to give us a hug, and they're just very thankful that we can help them in this way.
This is just the first Idaho Sunshine Healthcare Clinic, but the organization already has plans to bring the event back with some additions.
We would like to add hearing aids. Well, we were hoping to do hearing aids this year, but it didn't pan out. But next year, if everything pans out, hearing aids, and also as well as legal advice.
The free clinic continues Friday, and everyone that registers at the fairgrounds between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. is guaranteed to be seen for whatever they need. In Coeur d'Alene, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
Well, here's a live look at One Spokane Stadium, where in about a half an hour, Cheney's football team will be taking on the Ferris Saxions.
And Chris is letting us know all about the gorgeous night. Anyone who's going out to see that game is going to really enjoy it, Chris.
Yes, it is a beautiful night for football. I like both of those teams. I'm not sure who I would root for. Here are a look at the temperatures right now. It has been a beautiful day. It is 74 degrees in Spokane, 72 in Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, and Bonners Ferry. However, if you are heading out for a late evening dinner or perhaps a dog walk, those temperatures will be dropping very quickly. Right now in downtown at One Spokane Stadium, 75 degrees, it's 76 in 9 Miles still. 79 in Meade and Spokane Valley. Temperatures, as I mentioned, will be dropping quickly once the sun sets, with mostly clear skies. We'll be in the 60s by 9 o'clock, 60 at 11 on our way to a morning low of 46. Let's go through your Friday hour by hour. 58 degrees by 10 o'clock. We'll be in the 60s by noon with blue skies and sunshine on our way to a high of 71. It's 5 degrees cooler than it was today, and really just about average. We have some cold nights ahead in the 7-day forecast. I'll tell you all about that coming up in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. And if you drive around town, you might notice some of the trees are already starting to get their fall leaves.
Yeah, and you might be wondering why this is happening so early, and how is our fall leaf season shaping up? Meteorologist Matt Gray went looking for those answers today, and he joined us in studio with more.
All right, and yes, I did see some trees changing around my neighborhood. So if you're like, what are you talking about? I promise it's happening, at least where I live. So if you're starting to see that fall look, it's probably because of what we've got behind me. Drought in the inland Northwest. So like we're seeing around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, look, it all puts stress on the trees over time. Severe drought can make those trees try to turn their leaves early. But, you know, when we're talking about trees around town, it's often a very case-by-case basis. You don't know how much water they're getting, different species, et cetera, et cetera. But even if there's a little bit of fall color in your neighborhood right now, I would not expect an early turn for the leaves this year overall. And that's because of temperatures. See, as the nights get longer, it signals to the trees to start shutting down before winter hits. Sugar's trapped in the leaves. They help create the color change as things kind of stop there. You can see on your screen. But this is not the only signal. How fast this turn happens is also triggered by temperatures, particularly at night. The hotter it is, the later those fall colors show up. Spokane's low temperatures so far this month, they're on track to be the warmest on record. So to me, this says any early fall colors you're seeing, probably going to be the only ones you're going to be seeing for a while. Now, the maps I'm about to show you here, these are from the website called Explore Fall. It uses satellites and weather data to track and forecast fall foliage. This shows some of those larch or aspen in the mountains. They're getting ready to turn, especially in North Idaho. By next week, there should be some noticeable color in both the North Cascades and in the Selkirks. Right now, Explore Fall predicts peak colors in Spokane at right about October 19th, close to normal. But if we don't get some more cool nights fairly soon, that forecast is going to get pushed back like it has in the past couple of years. And I got to say, Chris's forecast is probably an optimistic deal right there when it comes to fall colors showing up. When it comes to your fall in your neighborhood, we want to see it too. So send us your weather photos. You could do that using the First Alert Weather app. Tap the menu button and go to Send Your Weather Photos. We'll show them on air. We'll all get to have fun as the colors change this fall.
All right, Matt. Hey, thanks so much for that. Well, listen up, drivers. Starting on Monday, the I-90 eastbound off-ramp to Indiana Avenue will be closed for about 6 weeks while crews repave the road. Instead, drivers are being told to use the Sullivan exit instead and make a right turn to access Indiana. Also, during this time, Indiana will be reduced to 1 lane in each direction. Well, have you ever been curious as to how our police officers are trained?
Our Alexandra Cohen-Yard's got an inside look at some of the patrol police officer training in North Idaho. She shares how one essential part of that training is now at risk.
This track right behind me is currently where the officers you see out on the street in North Idaho are trained to operate their vehicles. Now, due to safety and space concerns, this is changing, making it uncertain where these officers are going to be able to get that essential part of training. That is the sound of a cadet learning to operate an emergency vehicle at rapid speed.
Anytime an officer gets behind the vehicle, there is an enormous amount of liability associated with that.
For countless years, officers in North Idaho have gotten this essential training at an emergency vehicle operations course at the Coeur d'Alene Airport. This will soon not be possible anymore as the airport continues to grow and the space becomes limited. This training is not only essential for an officer's safety, but also for your safety.
The idea of picking up 911 and making that phone call and somebody not being able to respond because they can't meet the requirements, that's a scary thought.
All cadets are required by the state to complete 40 hours of EVOC training. Once hired, officers are required to go through 4 hours of training every 2 years. The next place to get this training? Boise.
It's a hassle on a road trip, and it's an opportunity cost. These are officers that are no longer in our community protecting our community because they're having to travel to get the training that the state requires that they have.
North Idaho College is where this academy is located. This serves the northern 10 counties. NIC has the land needed for this new EVOC center, but is lacking the funding for the facility. What this would mean if the funding does not go through?
We would have officers that technically wouldn't be able to work the road. They wouldn't be able to respond to situations because they're not meeting state-mandated requirements and training.
Law enforcement agencies statewide are asking help from legislators to secure the funding to build a new facility, which is estimated to cost around $12 million. Reporting in North Idaho, Alexandra Conyarts, 4 News Now.
Well, the Washington State Cougars are making final preparations for their matchup against San Jose State tomorrow.
Yeah, the Cougars looking to go 4-0 for the second straight season.
Yeah, kickoff is almost here. Remember, Friday night games should be a lot of fun. We have the keys to victory for the Cougs. We also hear from a WSU fan favorite. That's next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hey, good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Every day of your life.
It's Valley Fest, September 20th through the 22nd at Marabou Point Park. Enjoy a petting zoo, Top Fest, River Run 5K and 10K, science activities, yummy treats, and more. Visit valleyfest.org for more information.
September's Extreme Team is at Northeast Community Center. We're going to be building James Bean. It's going to be a training center for people who want to learn how to be in the restaurant business, how to make coffee, how to deal with customers, and it's going to be great. 4 News Now's Extreme Team, brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Stan, why would Stanton Optical choose a penguin as their spokesbird?
They're not your typical eye care company. I'm not your typical penguin.
How is Stanton Optical different from all the other eye care services?
Reliable professional advice. Same-day glasses, unbeatable prices, and eye exams whenever you need them. I could go on.
Stan?
Yes?
How does it feel to be the new face of Stanton Optical?
We're a team. There's no I in eye care. Wait, you know what I mean. Get 2 pairs of free eye exam and anti-glare lenses for only $79.
What's all this?
You said it was a recovery day. I got my yoga mat, foam roller, electrolytes, and protein bars. The whole setup.
Refrigerant recovery, Ben. We're recovering the refrigerant to fix the heat pump.
Oh, right. I knew that. Want a protein bar?
Get a free heat pump with every furnace purchase at Bill's Heating and AC while supplies last. Call now.
Electrolyte?
Ben, take the robe off.
Allie S. asks, how many devices can my Wi-Fi handle?
That's an easy one, Allie. The average home has more devices than ever.
But our gateways are engineered to handle hundreds.
So not only will they work today,
they'll also work tomorrow.
That's our new intern.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Power all your devices with fast, reliable Xfinity Internet for just $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff.
Valley Fest is here, September 20th through 22nd at Marabou Point Park. Enjoy a parade, bed races, car show, live entertainment, River Run 5K, 10K, food, and much more. Visit valleyfest.org for more information.
By this time tomorrow, Washington State will be gearing up to take on San Jose State.
And both teams are undefeated. Sports director Julian Minenzone joins us. And Julian, the Cougs are looking for a 4-0 start for the second straight season.
Yeah, when the Cougars started 4-0 last year, they were the darlings of the college football world. But then everything came crashing down when the team lost 6 of 7 to end the season. Head coach Jake Dickert isn't trying to make the same mistake twice. They need to beat the Spartans first to get there. And with a Friday Friday night game, the Cougars have had less time to prepare. But that doesn't matter to Washington State. The Cougars are 2-1 in short weeks under Coach Dickert. The message all week long has been forget what happened last year and just be undefeated this week.
Once again, we don't dwell on last year. We learned from it. We moved on, understand how to attack this week. We've been successful in short weeks, I think, through the last couple of years, and we're going to need to be able to do it again.
Kickoff is at 7 o'clock tomorrow night in Pullman. We also have a full slate of high school football games to cover tomorrow. You only have a few hours left to vote for your game of the week. Take out your smartphone right now, scan that QR code on your screen, and you can vote for which game should be the featured matchup on Friday Night Sports Extra. The contest closes at 10 o'clock tonight. Now, the Mariners' season is getting down to the wire. Seattle entered today 3 games back of an American League wildcard spot with just over a week left in the regular season. So the M's can't really afford to lose any games if they want to make the playoffs. Seattle trying to avoid a sweep in the series against the New York Yankees. First inning, bases loaded for the Mariners, and Justin Turner lifts one to left. Jason Dominguez drops the ball. See, little leaguers, even the pros do it too. Seattle scores first as we take another look at that one. Dominguez just totally misplays the ball. Maybe blame it on the sun. Who knows? Works out for Seattle, however. Now still in the first inning, J.P. Crawford delivers with runners on base. That makes it 3-0. All of Seattle's first runs came in the first inning. Now, luckily, that's all they would need. The pitching staff was lights out, capped off by this strikeout by Andres Munoz right there. Seattle wins 3-2, and they're now just 2 games back of a wild card spot. The Mariners will hit the road to take on the Texas Rangers for a 3-game series starting tomorrow. Spokane Zephyr are still looking for that first win in franchise history. They'll have a chance to do that this weekend when they host Power DC. Spokane has only scored 2 goals in 3 games. That's not a recipe for success. Granted, they've only been playing together for 2 months, so head coach Joe Johnson is confident things will come together.
I think we've created a lot of chances. We have #1 in crosses. We're one of the top teams in the league with getting touches inside the penalty area. It's just, are we creating the right chances to score? And so that's what we've been really hitting.
At the end of the day, we're here to win. We want to win. So using those bits of frustration and motivation to make sure that that happens next game.
First kick is at 2 o'clock on Sunday at One Spokane Stadium. Former Washington State quarterback Gardner Minshew led the Las Vegas Raiders to a victory over the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday, but it didn't look too promising at the start. Minshew threw an ugly interception, and then his teammate Max Crosby gave him quite the pep talk, which went viral. Minshew finally revealed what Crosby said to him.
He grabbed me and just said, "Hey, we got your back, dude. Like, we need that Washington State Gardner. We need that, you know?" And I was like, "Man, you're right, dude. Let me see if I can go whip that up real quick."
Well, that Washington State Gardner Minshew came to play. He threw for 276 yards and a touchdown after that. And Minshew Mania is alive and well in Las Vegas.
Oh.
And yeah, you know, I don't know if you know this.
What's going on over here?
Well, you know, whenever Gardner Minshew's on the air, the mustache automatically grows if I squeeze my face really hard.
That's right.
So,
it looks well on you. Yeah, you should keep this for the air.
I think it looks. Yeah, I think it looks better on Gardner. However,
yeah, he's got that gift.
We look
as well.
like a bad circus.
Yeah,
clowns.
this is not going to stick around past the block here. I don't think. Yeah.
Time to go to Chris.
I think you're both onto something there with those mustaches. Here is your forecast for the game tomorrow night at Martin Stadium. It is going to be a beautiful night. Few clouds passing through early in the evening. 64 degrees at kickoff, 57 degrees at firework time. It is certainly going to be a sweatshirt night at Martin Stadium for the game. I'll be back with some more chilly weather to talk about in your forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
Life is an opportunity to grow, to feel, to excel. Life moves at its own pace, daring you to keep up. Life pushes you to be better and to go farther. Life has you here. We're just here to help.
Who isn't looking for extra ways to save some money these days, right?
I'm always looking for new ways to save, but I haven't found anything better than my Ascend checking account. It's a free account that offers 3.5% of your average monthly balance. That could feed your coffee obsession for 2 weeks. Not only am I earning money, but it also has all the best features of a checking account. What's not to love?
Open your P1FCU checking account at p1fcu.org and start earning today.
Are your windows and doors costing you money and lost energy efficiency? Northwest Window and Door is the solution. Our Marvin Windows and Doors will save you money while updating the look of your home. Our skilled team of experts are the best in the business. Visit us online today at nwwindow.com to set up a no-pressure consultation with one of our friendly, knowledgeable sales associates and get the energy savings of Marvin Windows and Doors.
Introducing permanent year-round outdoor lighting. Holiday heating, cooling, and electric.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay, Downtown Honda.
76, our high temperature today, 52 to start the day. Our average overnight low is 48. We have not spent much time in the 40s. We've had just a couple of days in the 40s, 47, the coldest in Spokane so far this season. And we hit that temperature back at the end of August. The average for our first freeze in Spokane isn't for a while. It's October 9th. It has been a warm fall so far, but we do have a freeze watch for part of the region for late Friday and Sunday morning. So Saturday morning and Sunday morning. It's for this area shaded in blue on your screen, the northern valleys, the typical places where we would expect an earlier freeze. And in that area, temperatures could get as low as 28 degrees. That will put an end to your growing season. So you'll want to take precautions if you have some plants you want to hold on to. Here are the Saturday morning lows. So we are going to get awfully close, even though it's not a hard freeze. A lot of the more tender annuals and garden vegetables do not like temperatures 36 and below. We'll be at 37 in Spokane, 38 in Coeur d'Alene, but 36 in Sandpoint, 32 in Colville. A closer look at the Spokane area shows 35 out at Airway Heights, 33, 9 Mile and Meade, and 29 in Deer Park. So there are definitely some spots where if you really want those tomato plants to hang on a little bit longer, you might want to take those extra precautions. This will be the coldest night, even though the freeze watch continues through Saturday night into Sunday morning. It will be just a little bit warmer. Meanwhile, our temperature trend over the next 7 days, below average tonight, 46. That will be the coldest night so far this season. Then we drop down to 37 and start warming up. But the next 4 nights, you're going to notice a difference in the temperatures. We have not had nights that cold. And then we're going to be up above average, not only for our overnight lows, but our daytime highs. We have a northwesterly flow cooling things down for tomorrow, and then we start warming back up again. We've got some temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s as we get into that first week of fall. Jordan?
That forecast continues to impress, Chris. Thanks for that. Well, the historic Davenport is celebrating 110 years and a grand opening.
Yeah, after months, the Davenport's lobby renovations are complete, and the hotel is unveiling a new coffee shop and bar this weekend. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez has an exclusive first look at the updates.
110 years of history exist here within the Davenport Hotel in downtown Spokane. More than a century later, the hotel is unveiling some new additions to this classic space.
It feels like it was always supposed to be here. It fits with the historic, right? And the materials and the colors, it just feels like it fits here.
A new lobby bar serves as a spot to share a conversation, sip a cocktail, or split an appetizer. A vision from Louis Davenport 100 years ago.
In the lobby bar, we had that thought of building it to make it look like as if it's been here since 1914. And so also for the menu, we then looked at items that would have been on the menu back then.
During the day, Emporium is a space to grab a coffee or get your peanut brittle fix.
Our girls will be here throughout the week to do live demos, and then we'll use their brittle included in, we have in our espresso martinis. You can get a peanut brittle latte. So we've kind of got peanut brittle integrated everywhere.
Walking through the lobby, it's difficult to distinguish old from new. The additions to be unveiled this weekend seamlessly fit with the history found within the walls of the Davenport Hotel.
I think they're absolutely beautiful. I know some individuals from the community have already came in and saw them and have already said they look phenomenal, but we're just so excited to be able to showcase them, and they look absolutely better than I think anyone could have ever imagined.
You can check out the lobby bar and the Emporium tomorrow at 5 p.m. Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
This Saturday, Huckleberry's is having their 35% off natural living sale.
Shop any of our 18 locations for natural and organic products.
Vitamins, minerals, body care. Save 35% this Saturday at your local Huckleberry's Natural Market.
This is important information from AARP and BECU. What comes to mind when you hear the phrase long-term care? The reality is that it comes in many forms depending on the situation. Washington State strives to support programs that allow aging adults to live in their own homes where they want to be. Whether it be health and personal care, transportation assistance, or support from our state's long-term care insurance program, there are many resources for our loved ones in addition to their caregivers. Find tools and tips at this website.
This fall, make your home a cozy retreat filled with comfort and style when you shop at Walker's Furniture and Mattress. You'll find your favorite brands in stock at prices you'll love. Plus, take advantage of special 5-year financing at Walker's.
I want you to know where I stand on abortion.
Where Dave Reichert stands is clear. He spent over a decade working to take away abortion rights. In Congress, Reichert repeatedly voted for a national abortion ban and against exceptions, and time after time voted to defund Planned Parenthood. Now Reichert says as governor, he'll work toward unraveling protections for abortion access here. Reichert is really wrong for Washington.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
Wherever you need us, American On Site.
This Saturday, Huckleberry's is having their 35% off natural living sale.
Shop any of our 18 locations for natural and organic products.
Vitamins, minerals, body care. Save 35% this Saturday at your local Huckleberry's Natural Market.
Next DT.
Really good fun.
Brad Pitt and George Clooney bring Wolves to Hollywood. Fresh off his viral Emmy moment, we're with Joshua Jackson.
I was not expecting that.
Next DT.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
This ship is heaven. Doctor, it's your job to keep everybody alive.
Clear. Come on.
I could tell you got beat energy.
Cool mornings in the forecast and some 70s and even 80s in the 7-day.
Yeah, we're not missing that little 82. That looks good. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you at 11 on Nightside.